don't want to point.
You started.
I just don't want to point the camera.
You started filming me.
I'm feeling unsafe. Don't call me sir, and I don't want to talk to you at all.
What's your problem with the truck?
Yeah,
Cheers.
yeah. You can't tape me.
Someone called the police for this? I mean, everyone's entitled to public opinion.
Ezra Levant here for Rebel News. I'm standing in front of our big, beautiful billboard truck, which has such a lovely message on it. For the last few days, we've been running an ad for a girls' rights movement called COSBAR. That's the name of the advertiser, Canadian Women's Sex-Based Rights Organization. Women and girls deserve safety on the field, privacy and dignity in the locker room, and fairness on the podium. It's a gorgeous ad. In fact, we drove the truck downtown Toronto. There was a big ball game going on, and it was on the soccer final, so there was a ton of sports aficionados on the street, and this truck was so well received. So we kept the message on just because we like those guys. And our truck driver was here on St. Clair Ave in Toronto, and he was about to drive away, and then a cop said, "Whoa, stop, don't go." Why? What happened? Well, our truck driver, Mark, called me immediately. Mark, come on over. You called me. I raced down here. Tell me what happened. You were about to drive our big, beautiful billboard truck away. You put thousands of miles on that thing, but a cop said no. Tens of thousands. Cop said don't go. Why? You weren't parked illegally. You weren't doing anything wrong. What was going on?
So I was just basically driving along here in a perfect parking spot, like in this, right by the pole. The last parking spot, available legally right by the bus stop, and I had to use the washroom. I wanted to get a coffee, a little something to eat, so I parked, went in. About I would say 15 minutes later, I come back out and I noticed there's a one cop car sitting behind the truck, and there's a gentleman, Asian-looking gentleman, standing there on the sidewalk talking to them. I didn't think it had anything to do with the truck. I thought maybe something had gone on that I didn't see, or who knows, right? So I just get into the truck to casually drive away. I put the engine on. I see the cop get out, come toward my window, and he says to me, "Don't go anywhere. The truck has to stay here. You're being investigated for a hate crime."
A hate crime. Is that the words he used?
That's the words he used.
Did he use it? Did he get any more particular or specific than that?
He just said that it's a hate crime and that we have to investigate. So
oh my God.
Yep.
So there was one car. Now a second car arrives too. This obviously is a policing priority. There's a crime wave in Toronto right now. Home invasions, tons of auto theft, gun, gangland shooting, but apparently 2 cop cars are needed.
At one point it was 3 actually.
Oh my God, 3 cop cars. Well, they were taken off of less important work like home invasions. So did the cops ask you any questions? Did they ask you about the truck? What did they say to you?
He didn't even ask me for my ID or driver's license or anything. He just said that you're being investigated for a hate crime and we have to investigate.
Isn't that funny? It was obviously in reference to the message on the truck.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, you called me, and I'm really glad you did. I was about 40 minutes away. I got in my car, and I raced down here, but I told my colleagues, including Efron Monsanto and Lincoln J, they came here a lot quicker than me because they were about 20 minutes closer. Let me call in Lincoln and have him fill in the rest of the story. Mark, I'm so glad you called. Lincoln, you and Efron were about 20 minutes away, so you got here pretty quick. Tell me what you saw when you arrived.
Basically, we pulled up, parked across the street, came over. 2 police cars were behind the truck. And, me and Efron and I came over, started filming, and, we're filming the police cars, just getting some footage.
Did you talk to them yet, or are you just filming?
No, they were inside the car, and then as we're filming the police cars, the individual who allegedly called the police started filming us and asking us what we're doing. And
what did you say?
Basically, we didn't really say anything, and then when we started pointing the camera at him, he starts getting really upset that we're filming him, runs to the police, starts saying he feels unsafe. He's basically like begging them to come out. Police come out. The police are kind of like, what's the issue here? And the police tell the gentleman they have every right to film, which is pretty awesome that they said that. Do you want my name?
I don't know. Why are you pointing the camera?
I can tell you my name, man.
I don't want to point.
You started.
I just don't want to point the camera.
You started filming me.
I also don't want.
You started filming me.
Yeah, because you were filming them.
So why are you worried?
Are you with the police yourself? Is it free text, or are you undercover right now?
No. God. I'm feeling unsafe. I'm feeling unsafe. just shoot it back to you. It's all good. Making me feel really unsafe. Thank you. Hello.
Lou,
How are you?
good yourself?
Just letting you know. Body camera is on, okay? Okay, body camera's on. Can you get these guys to stop?
Who are you guys?
My name's Lincoln J. I work with Rebel News.
Efren work for Rebel News as well.
They're allowed to tape here. It's a public space.
Are they allowed to take my face?
But it's a public space.
Wow. Okay.
Basically, he kept saying he felt unsafe. He felt unsafe. He's like, protect me, protect me.
From what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. You can't tape me.
You're in public. I can tape you if you want.
And then the police bring him over to the grass here. They asked us kindly, just, give us space for a minute, which is fine. They walked over about 10, 15 feet, and you can hear the guy like begging the police to do something, right? After the police, I guess, told them there's no hate crime here. Go on with your day.
Now, did the police interact with you and Efron at all?
Not really, other than saying we have every right to film. And afterwards, the police actually asked if you were coming, which was quite funny.
Did they want to arrest me or meet me?
I think they wanted to meet you, actually.
Edward's not going to show up?
He's on his way, yeah. The cop actually seemed like a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
They both seemed like they were, doing their job properly and defending free speech, actually. Sir,
Don't call me sir. And I don't want to talk to you at all.
what's your problem with the truck? What's the problem with the message? Why did you call the police?
I'm right here. The scout's right here.
Sir.
Yeah, like I said, we've investigated it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a political statement.
Yeah.
And there's no hate crime. Thank you. Can we let him know? Cool. And you can let your driver know. All's good.
Thanks, man. Okay. All right. Drive safe. The police officer just told us that it's simply a political message. It's not a hate crime or whatever the gentleman that I'm assuming called the police insinuated. So he was obviously upset. I could hear him talking to the police, asking if it's a hate crime, etc. And obviously he didn't like the message on the truck. And now he's in the back of the police car, but I think they're just driving him home, if I overheard correctly.
I was coming down fearing the worst. In fact, in the car on the way down, I called our criminal lawyer, Leora Shemesh, who's defended us before, and I said, we may be in a hate crime situation with the truck, and she said, I'll represent you. So I wanted to come down sort of armed and ready, not armed physically, but armed legally. So when I got here, it looks like, as you say, the cops humored the guy once he calmed down. I understand they actually gave him a ride home. Is that right?
Yeah, he went into the back of the police car, which I'm assuming is because he felt quote unquote unsafe. So
Well, the world is an unsafe place, let's be honest.
I heard the police say that they were giving him a ride home, so that's the reason that he was there. But, the whole situation is just quite hilarious. The guy, I want to emphasize, the guy starts filming us, we start filming him, and then he said he's basically scared that we're filming him after he's filming us and runs to the cops. It's quite funny.
Who would be mad about that news, that ad, other than someone who demands the right to go into, I don't know who this guy is, but how on earth could you get mad at this message? He's the one who's out of sync. And I'm glad to hear that the cops were reasonable. And Mark just said they didn't demand ID from him. They didn't give him, a warning. They didn't give him a ticket. I was worried in my mind. I thought, oh brother, because we've had this truck going full tilt for a couple years now. I thought today's the day, but it sounds like the cops really were just handling a troublemaker. And it sounds like in the end, they didn't really do any bad stuff to us, other than making us wait a few minutes. Would you say that's accurate?
Oh yeah, 100%. And we had the same feeling, Efron and I, when we were driving over. We didn't really know what to expect, after Mark contacted the team and let them know that the police pulled him over. But, as you said earlier, who would be upset with this message? And we tried to talk to some people walking by, get their opinions on it. We got one gentleman to chime in, and he said, what's the problem? It's a political message, and it's a waste of police resources.
Someone called the police for this. Everyone's entitled to public opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. They're entitled to theirs. As long as you're not harming anybody, I think it's fine.
Yeah, do you think it's a bit extreme that somebody would actually call the police because of this message, simply saying that men should not be competing in women's sports?
Yeah, 100%. You're not here harming anybody. And police is here to protect the general public. You're here on the side of the road, so I don't know if you're harming anybody. So should be all good.
It's kind of a waste of police resources, no?
100%.
I'll remind our viewers, and I don't know if you know this, Lincoln, we used to rent these billboard trucks, and renting's a good way to go because you can choose the city, you don't have to drive it across the, like we drove this thing, Mark drove this thing all the way out to Alberta. Like imagine that. It would have been, in some ways, I mean, we did a lot of work there, but my point is we used to rent from this town, from that town, but when it came to talking about Hamas terrorists in Canada, none of the trucking companies wanted to rent to us. And they said, we don't disagree with your message. We're afraid our truck will be attacked. Our drivers are afraid they'll be attacked. It's not that we're against you, Ezra. We just don't want to have our big, beautiful trucks broken. So that is why we got the truck, to stop being censored. This is an anti-censorship vehicle. That's what it really is. It's the only reason to buy it. If this had been a rented truck company, they probably would have been scared of that transgender activist.
Yeah.
Even though he sounds quite pitiful, they would have been scared of the, like you would never see this ad on a billboard in town.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said earlier, the cops, they seem like they were, on the right side of the law, obviously, by not doing anything here. But I feel like potentially, if you got the wrong police officer, this could end up with a totally different outcome.
You are so right. If you had some DEI cop, or there's actually a transgender cop car. I don't know if you saw this, Lincoln. It was a viral video a couple months ago of a guy who pulls up next to the trans police car. There's a Toronto Police Service police car in the trans colors, and there was some transgender person in it. I thought this was so funny. The guy who was filming rolled down his window and said, "Are you a police car, or do you just identify as a police car?" Take a look at this video. That's a funny joke to come up with in the spur of the moment. Take a look.
Are you guys cops, or you just identify as cops?
I'm not sure how that ended, but it wouldn't surprise me if he got charged for a hate crime for making a funny joke about, I'll have to look that up, but in 2026, if you cross the trans activists, get ready to be sued and prosecuted. And so I'm glad it wasn't a tough test today, but we passed the test, and all credit goes to Mark, our truck driver who didn't blink and he knew what to do. Call for backup. Efron, thanks very much for hopping to it. I called you on my way down and you came here. I'm really glad you moved quickly, because by the time I got here, the cops were gone. You heard Mark and Lincoln tell the tale. Was there anything they left out?
You know, from first experience, just from filming, immediately what happened is that as a response from us filming the officers in the first place, he came to the defense of the officers, asking, why are you filming them?
The complainer didn't want you talking to the cops.
They didn't want us to, for whatever reason, film the officers in their cars and see what's going on, just for our viewers to know what exactly is going on. And the second thing I'd like to bring up too, that's kind of cause of concerning, is that the fact that, you know, everyone can make a complaint, everyone has their political views and opinions, but the fact that an officer used their discretion to immediately call to action and pull over Mark or stop the truck and investigate immediately for a hate crime, that is very concerning, extremely concerning. Whether it's a passing of Bill C-9 currently now, maybe it's a change of police work, but if everyone started making complaints about what they feel like is a hate crime towards them, what's the point of policing at that point?
You know, that's a good point. Perhaps I was too gentle on the police. I do note they didn't ticket Mark, they didn't grill him, they didn't even demand his ID, so I don't want to overreact. But by the same token, can I stop any car out there that offends my politics? Put yourself in the cop's shoes, though. Maybe they would have got a complaint with internal affairs. If they didn't serve this, there's such a transgender lobby, it wouldn't surprise me that they were going through these motions knowing it was all BS just to avoid some complaint. It's a pickle. I accept your point. Were these cops motivated to stop our vehicle by the fact that they know censorship is on the march? We'll run this truck a little bit longer just as a thumbs up to them and as an act of defiance for that hassle today. If you love this truck, if you have a political message, or it doesn't have to be politics, most users of these trucks are companies. I was talking to a guy who owned a truck. He had a month-long contract. I think it was with Sprite, like the soda pop. So this truck is a wow factor. It's got a big, beautiful screen. It's even more amazing at night because it's so high-powered. So if you want to turn lemons into lemonade, there's no legal battle afoot here. We managed to get out of it pretty easily. But if you want to sign up for this truck, you can do that at savethetruck.com.